real estate agents not only on the Grand Strand, but in the world. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, the Wall Street Journal, NBC, and many other publications. And now, the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Welcome in. It is another edition of the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. We'll get to Blake here in just moments. But first, I want to give you some contact information. You're going to be hearing a lot of great stuff over the next 30 minutes. You're going to want to have information about and learn more about. Just get immersed in it. That's fine. Call Blake at his office at Sloan Realty Group. Sloan Realty Group. The phone number is 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. Or you can go online to the website, which is blakesloan.com. blakesloan.com. We'll repeat all that a lot in the next 30 minutes in case you didn't get it, but hopefully you did. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and bring him in. We've got a brand new show with Blake Sloan.
Good morning. Got an awesome show, man. I'm all amped up. It's like Monster Energy morning here. I'm ready to go. We got some awesome stuff we'll catch up on. I really wanted to carve out some time to actually catch up on those things that we've been talking about for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. But some really cool brand new stuff too. I want to recap the market numbers for anyone that basically missed the last couple weeks show to kind of see where we're at. It's very interesting. We see some ups and downs based on interest rates and kind of what's happening in the marketplace. We're coming into our summer season here soon. A lot of schools are getting out now. Next week, week after, and so we're going to see a big boom with people in town, but we'll kind of see how that plays out as well. We're also looking at some new reports that came out nationally that say pretty much selling your home yourself can actually net you less money. There's a similar one that came out a few months back. It's a national independent study. I made it sound biased coming from me in that regard, but I'm open to discussing both sides of that because there are a lot of things out there that people don't think. And like I say, I see even with agents when people leave 5, 10, 15,000 on the table. So to see if I can help on that a little bit and provide some values in that regard. One thing that's really interesting that is kind of another national thing is 5 reasons to sell your house this summer. We'll talk about kind of what that means because a lot of people, I get the question all the time, should I do it now? When should I sell? I know it seems like, hey, probably Blake always says that, but ultimately I want to just be kind of, real about what's in the present moment, kind of what's going on to help people make decisions based on what they got going on. Now, interest rates, we got some break in interest rates this week, kind of due to that a little bit of craziness in Italy trying to, I guess, potentially leave the EU. We'll talk about that as well. But some awesome stuff to get to. I want to get to that 20 tips to prepare your house for sale. We've been talking about that for like a few weeks now. I'm making sure we got that one happening. Some awesome success stories, some really cool stuff that I'm super proud of. We'll talk about that as well. We also have our success school coming up next month. We'll talk about as well. We have one brand new agent on our team, absolutely crushing it. I just shot a testimonial video on our YouTube page. He sold 7 houses in his first a little over 2 months, 2.5 months. Changed his whole life, relationship. He's in shape, working out, super cool. But he's like, man, I just want to come in. He came to office, and I thought like he had a problem. He's like, I just want to thank you for everything that's going on. So that's not for me. That's for our team. Our team has a really cool culture. And for somebody coming brand new and sell 7 houses in 2.5 months, the average agent sells 3.57 per year. It's pretty doggone good, right? Yes. And so that's just a testament to our culture, how we hustle, how we push. So we'll talk about that as well. And anybody can always go to our YouTube channel and watch that video we did with him as well.
All right. Well, there's a lot of stuff that's coming your way here over the next 30 minutes, as you've heard. If you just tuned in for the very first time, you don't know who Blake is, what he's all about. He's been called the Real Estate Whiz Kid. Been featured in Forbes magazine, Wall Street Journal, Realtor magazine, other national publications. On TV, yep, you've seen him on NBC. You've seen him on the morning show with Fox and Friends. The endorsements, personal endorsements you've heard on this very radio station from Sean Hannity, from Glenn Beck, from Gary LaVox, Barbara Corcoran, and more. Putting them all together, it's unprecedented in the real estate world, especially in the Myrtle Beach area. Now, as far as Blake is concerned, he also has trademark systems that he not only employs, but other people are like, what is he doing? And he, other people around the country are using these, but he's got them trademarked because they work so well. But it all comes down as far as what the linchpin in one single factor that's most important as far as your trademark systems are concerned.
Hands down, this could not be more important than it is right now. You guys heard my rampage last week about there's things going on in the industry, and everybody in the world is getting into it, and they're doing anything and everything to try to scramble business, and they're just saying these outlandish things. And what happens is a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that all real estate agents are the same. It could not be further from the truth. Just like any doctor, any lawyer, like say you're charged with a crime you did not commit, you want the absolute best. You just want somebody who's kind of doing it part time. It's the same thing you run into when you're dealing with your largest asset that matters. And so here, basically, the single most important variable that determines your failure or success as a home seller comes to one thing only, hands down. And it's the agent you choose, period. And it's exactly how they execute, because when you're selling a house, there's 118 different variables from A to Z. If each one's handled correctly, puts money in your pocket, property gets sold. Anything's handled incorrectly, right? AKA that ball gets dropped. Guess what? Property does not sell, or you sell it not realizing you left $10,000 on the table. And so what I did and what we did with the system is I basically identified every single variable point. So we got 118. Most agents have no clue what they even are. They're just winging it, trying to get a listing and just put it to MLS. We did, though, we took it much, much deeper, created a system that's a proven, repeatable system. And what it is, we create leverage every single point. It's like stacking the dominoes. So we create a little bit of leverage at step one. Step two, a little bit of leverage for our client. You add all those up. There's a massive gap between us and everyone else. And so you add those small little dominoes up. It basically does the right things in the right order to give our client a huge competitive advantage. Just like we talk about, if you run a marathon, everybody takes off at the same time, or even an Ironman, everyone takes off at the same time, but some people finish on the back end hours ahead of other ones by making differences in what? Very small increments over time. So we do the same exact thing there, but the difference is we proactively manage those variables before they come up. It's a proven, repeatable system that has a huge team that runs it that makes you able to do that. It's called the guaranteed sold system. The only proven system sells twice as fast and for up to a 20% more money than traditional methods. It works here and it works across the country, other areas very, very, very well. Anyone we sit down with is absolutely blown away. We talked about one of our success stories last week. A person who's an agent who's licensed in our marketplace hired us to sell his property because he saw the program. What it does is so powerful, right? And so that's why people are coming in and telling people that, you know, Blake Sloan died or whatever it is, because they can't figure out what exactly it is. It's a proven, repeatable system that works very, very well. The same thing on the buy side. There's 100 plus variables for home buyers out there. They're different variables. If each one's handled correctly, same thing. Puts them in your pocket. The property that you want, you actually get it. Where a lot of people miss out on them because the agent doesn't know how to advise them through the process. But ours is called the Unfair Advantage Home Buying System. Only proven system gives you priority access to foreclosures, distress sales, desperate sellers, the absolute best financing based on your situation. So we have found the most aggressive ones who lend the most money for the best rate. So if you're a conventional loan versus a VA or FHA loan, we know who to go to who can give you the best rates based on what they offer, right? A lot of different mortgage brokers can offer really good rates based on the loan type and what they specialize in. The same thing that we do, and our job is to help advise that client, point them in that right direction. So you add all those up, guess what? Huge competitive advantage, especially when you get into the negotiation. I'm talking about another success story in a minute. Ren, one of our buyer's agents, who's super awesome. She negotiated an amazing deal on a house in Prestwick for our buyer. It came in, the appraisal came in $50,000 above what they actually paid for, which is very very rare to see, in that aspect, because a lot of times appraisers won't even really make that big a difference because it does red flags. And so super cool story there, but long story short, that's called the Unfair Advantage Home Buying System. It's very, very powerful. And both those give our clients the ultimate competitive advantage if they buy or sell. But the bottom line, though, is the agent you use matters, period. People want to, a lot of times just, oh, they're a pretty nice person, but this is your largest asset, right? You don't want to go with a part-time person. The same thing, like I said, if you're charged with a crime you did not commit, or you have a sickness that, is life-threatening, you want to go with a part-time person or someone who's the absolute best in the field. And both of those are what's got my team and I in the top 1% in the world.
Absolutely. Well, we're just getting started here with the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. Coming up in just a minute, Blake's going to be telling you what the real estate market looks like here in our area with your weekly update. Also, what the mortgage rates looking like right now? How much money could you be losing or making, depending upon what the numbers are looking like? That's all coming up in just a minute. Get in touch with Blake. It's easy to do. Call him at his office at Sloan Realty Group, 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go online to blakesloan.com, blakesloan.com.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. That's so effective at capturing local home buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. While most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that attract the occasional buyer, Blake attracts hundreds of buyers each month, which creates demand and helps your property sell fast and for top dollar. That's why, on average, Blake sells a property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at blakesguarantee.com.
To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Myrtle Beach, I would hire Blake Sloan. His international marketing creates so much demand that if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, Blake will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
It is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. As you heard the number there from Barbara Corcoran a second ago, it's 808 sold, 843-808 sold. Give them a call today at Sloan Realty Group. Find out what you need to know about real estate. Coming up next, mortgage rates. You might not know what they're all about right now, but we'll get an update on that. Right now, though, a real estate market. What are things looking like in our area, Blake?
All right, so quick update for anyone that missed last week. Obviously, we just finished May, and we'll have the final numbers basically for May until about the 10th of the month. So about probably next week's show. Hopefully, we'll have preliminary. So finishing up, kind of looking at April's numbers, which gives us kind of the perspective of what's going to happen overall in the summer here. So if you look at sales for single-family residential homes, which is single-family homes that are resale, sales are down 1.8% last month or the same month in 2017. So it's interesting. That's one of the first drops we've seen there. A combination of two things, right? One has to do with inventory. We talked about that for a while. There's less homes out there. Obviously, there's going to be less sales, right? But the one thing you'll see is the prices go up. And so the cool news about that, prices last month up 7.5%, median price at $214,900, which is great news overall, right? You saw a huge jump past few months in that, which is obviously good. The one thing that's driving that, right, is inventory. We talked about that over and over. Right now it's 5.4 months of inventory, so it ticked up just a teeny tiny bit. It's still way below where it was last year. It's 11.5% below where it was last year, which is obviously why you see a 1% decrease in sales there. And so that's one thing that's helping prices. You want to time that, right? We know it's all supply and demand based, and so as you see supply go down, right, demand's still there for now, and obviously you're seeing prices go up, and so that's something to keep watching here as well. We got a great bump we'll talk about here in a second as rates drop back down a little bit. You're going to see a lot of buyers jump off the fence because they saw rates go down. We'll talk about that here ultimately in a second. If you look at the 12-month rolling average, which is something I kind of like to do, sales are up 8.7%. And so they're still very, very good. There's 5,613 homes that sold in our MLS in the past 12 months. That's a lot of homes sold, right? So if you did not sell yours, guess what? There's 5,613 other ones that did. And so it's a reality there to make sure, one, it's marketed right, price right. There's a lot of pieces to that puzzle. Ultimately, it matter. If you look at the 12-month rolling average of prices, they're up 7.7%. So 210 on the dot is the median price here for our area, which is great news, overall, pretty much for anybody. We're going to see that kind of come in. Like I mentioned, the one kind of variable here is guess what happens in our marketplace is kind of just an overall, 30,000-foot view. What we see is everyone stalks properties for months and months and months from out of the area. Right now, Myrtle Beach is still a bargain. Every single report comes out, talks about how we rank very, very high and people moving here, right? Everyone from up north are selling properties at $400,000 or $500,000. Getting that, they're coming down here, retiring on that pension. We see that a lot, or they're just relocating down here. We've done a lot lately of people even working remotely as technology has gained, right? They come to a better place, lower cost of living, lower cost of real estate, and they're able to take advantage of that and live by the water, right? Everyone I talk to, client-wise, I'm always wanting to figure out, what made them move here so I can really kind of get into the mind of consumers to help them. And so I hear they always say, I just want to be by the water. I want to live by the ocean. It's something they talk about. And in today's time, I think you're seeing a lot more people that realize like, hey, look, this hustle and bustle, inland up where it's cold is not where they want to be forever, especially when they retire. And so we're seeing that happen a lot as the economy has, recovered and come back. And so that's something that we're betting on very highly. I'm betting on this for almost 10 years now, and it's paid off very, very well because we were one of the first people that really started targeting online geographically based on where people were, because everyone thought I was crazy, some internet kid that was just doing these Google pay-per-clicks. But I noticed everyone money is coming from up north, so we got that very well dialed in, and it's continued to happen. But I can feel it heating up much, much more lately as everyone up north can finally get their property sold. If you guys remember, after the crash, everyone wanted to move down here, but the problem was what? They couldn't get their property sold back up. Now their equity is back. Right, they're able to get prices they need to allow them to move down here, and we're seeing it happen like crazy. And so the reason I brought that up, a lot of times when they make that move is when the summer happens, right? When school gets out, if they have kids or grandkids, they make that move down here. They make that, trip together to look at property. We see a different type look in the spring and fall, yes, but there's a masses come down here. Obviously, you can look at the roads and tell when people come down here. People come look at it, go on vacation, fall in love with it. Also, they want to move down here. We see it all the time, and so. That's something we're seeing more and more of. Again, the condos real quick. I'll kind of finish this part out. Resale condos, closed sales last month up 9.3%, which is awesome news. There 550 of those sold last month. Sales price up 6.5% at 127,750 is the median price for condos, which is awesome news there as well. And month supply, there are 5 months even of condos, which is low. That's the lowest we've seen, right? It's right at 5.0 months, down 23.1% from the same month last year. What that means is huge, basically the demand's obviously up, sales are up, inventory is way low. You're going to see prices move the most in this next 3 months. You want to take advantage of that as a home seller or a condo seller based on supply and demand. So now is a great time as we're seeing that. And one thing we talk about is driving that. I don't want to spend too much time on the whole numbers we went through that last week, but ultimately what's driving that is interest rates too. People coming in town, right? So check it out. Last week's show, we were at 4.67. 2 weeks ago, we're at 4.79. This week, a 30-year fixed rate is at 4.55%. Wow. Awesome news, right? We're back down. Now, here's the thing, though. The crazy part about this, the 52-week low is at 3.84%. So you can see we're a huge jump, right, up to where we were, almost a full point there. And so the cool part of that, 15-year fixed rate right now, 3.99%. So it's back below 4, which is awesome. A 30-year FHA is at 4.33%. A 30-year jumbo loan is at 4.62%. And a 5-year adjust rate mortgage is 3.92%. And so awesome news there. Now, that could not come at a better time. Why? Because we're coming right into when the boom season for us, right, in regards to Myrtle Beach. Anyone that's been here, mentioned last week, I think I've been here my whole life. I grew up here. I've been back in the old days when the stoplights would flash yellow in the wintertime, right? So it's crazy difference now. But what happens, this is when everyone, basically Myrtle Beach booms, right? And so everyone's coming down their body. You want to take advantage of that. It's definitely going to be a good shot for us because people that were kind of discouraged or who wanted to wait on rates are going to jump back in the game now or jump off the fence as you see it drop down, from 4.79 down to 4.55. That's a great opportunity for them. So long story short, what's driving that is they bounced back this week in a major way after hitting the highest level in 7 years. But it kind of happened from the European Union issue. I don't want to get into too much of it. A lot of political drama in Italy, right? I may have talked about that in your weekly show, your morning show. Yeah. But long story short, there are some issues with that and what happened where now they're probably maybe do an election. And that person may or may not want to. They may want to do a, what do you call it, referendum? Yeah. So long story short, with that, the Italian drama kind of caused that, helped us. It drove the bond market, obviously. And so that's one thing that you want to look at as a home seller out there and a home buyer. Take advantage of that because rates just dropped down. That's the number one mismanaged variable in the home buying process, interest rate. Everyone focuses so much on price. They don't look at interest rates and how it affects the overall aspect in the field of both buying and selling. And so we're more than happy to help you with that. We can spend hours on all those things, but I don't want to take too much time. Bottom line is, great opportunity at the right time for us coming to the hottest season of the year.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got all that going on and coming up in just a second. We've got some more stuff going on that you need to know about, including your hot buyers alerts. We've also got some success stories that you need to know about. And if that isn't enough, we've got some other great features to get to, including how to sell your house, how it could cost you, how to help as far as curb appeal, all that sort of stuff we want to try to fit in here today. Got a lot of time left, but we want to make sure you get all the information. Call Blake if you need more. 808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. Go online to blakesloan.com. That's blakesloan.com.
Do you want your home sold on time and for the most money without all sorts of excuses? Hi, it's Glenn Beck. And when I had to sell my home, I went through several agents who all had good ideas, but the bottom line is they couldn't get the job done. Well, you have a celebrity in your own town. If I lived in Myrtle Beach, no question, I would call Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group. Blake has a marketing system that reaches buyers from around the U.S. and around the world. And week after week, he attracts hundreds of buyers. And that creates incredible demand. And that's why he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you'll agree to, or he's going to buy it. Plus, you don't really risk anything when you list with Blake, since if he doesn't live up to the contract, you walk away free and clear. It's really no wonder why Sean Hannity and I, along with real estate tycoon and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran, endorse Blake. Call Blake Sloan right now. 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or visit Blake's website. That's blakesguarantee.com. blakesguarantee.com. Or listen to Blake's Real Estate Show every Saturday morning at 9 or Sunday morning at 11:30 right here on WRNN.
Back now with the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Well, we talk to Blake coming up in just a second. First of all, I do want to let you know that Blake and his team working with a huge amount of home buyers looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area in a big range, anywhere between $150,000 to 3.5 million. If you're in that range, if you're thinking of selling, they need inventory ASAP. Call 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. A lot of people looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area, as Blake said, and this is getting into the season when the people are coming down here and they're checking in advance on Blake's websites. He's got over 46,948 active home buyers who are looking on a regular basis, not just once a week, once a month. They're looking maybe once an hour to make sure that they're the first person who can jump on that new listing because they want to get a home here in Myrtle Beach area.
It's getting crazy right now. I was just on here looking at live where it shows kind of everyone on the site, where they're from. Like right now, Mike Milner is on here from Alexandria, Virginia. Tommy Scott from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Albert Newsom, Cleveland, Ohio. And all over the place, right? Brenda Short's here from Myrtle Beach. And so long story short, these are real people who obviously are on the site with username, password, account. And so we have a massive amount of people, 46,948 active buyers. How do we have that? This is what blows everyone's mind. You can look at them in real time, watch them search, what's happening there. We're big on technology. I have a massive spend online that we drive massive traffic. How do we do that? Our business model, it's much different, right? You have the average agent who's trying to do everything himself. With us, we have a team where I basically drive massive traffic for our buyer team, our buyer experts. They follow leads that we get. They bring them to our listings. Best case scenario, right? Worst case scenario, they'll sell them something else, but it allows me to pretty much, I can outspend the average agent 100 to 1 from a marketing standpoint, because worst case, we're going to help serve them to buy something. But best case scenario, we'll match a buyer up with our seller. We have technology we developed to help do that. And obviously, here's the deal. I'm in business to make money, right? So that's what we're here for. And so my job is to sell the property. And so we have an incentive. All of our agents are incentivized to bring a buyer to our listing and match him up. And so that's how we're able to sell properties much faster. We have 46,000 plus buyers, almost 47,000 buyers right now. And by the end of this weekend, we'll be over the 47,000 mark. And so I know we're running short on time, so I wanted to hit these really quick success stories that are super proud of. Nick and Daryl bought a house in Prestwick. This one I was mentioned earlier, using our unfair advantage program with Ren on our team. And amazing deal. Ren negotiated some of the price. He was actually a lender, and he was blown away. The house appraised for $51,050 higher than the purchase price. And so amazing deal. She negotiated almost, I think, $60-some thousand of the price with that by using comps, data, tools. Our people are trained. We're aggressive. We don't apologize for that. That's what we do because we're here to help our client in the best way, right? We're here and we're intense, like I talked about before. Second, I'm super proud of here. This one is another closing we have this week. I personally did this one. It's for a couple who remain unnamed, but they referred to us to get their high-end home sold. The problem was they're in a divorce situation. This is something over the years I've become very good at. They're usually, very tumultuous, I guess. A lot of times people are angry at each other. There's always attorneys involved, and no one wants to talk to each other. So the first thing I did, what I'm very good at, is getting everybody on the same page, get them to the table to talk about, hey, what's our strategy? Let's put all this other stuff to the side, and let's get the most money for your home, right? That's what I'm here for. That's what you all want. And in the beginning, we couldn't even, they wouldn't even talk. They wanted me to talk to the attorneys. And I got on the phone. I'm like, look, here's the deal. Let's get rid of this stuff. You don't need attorneys. You don't need to pay the attorneys to talk about getting the house sold. Let's get on the same page. And so I went back and forth. We did it, picked a higher price strategy than one of them really wanted to do. Launched it's a nice, amazing high-end home, over $500,000. Launched our global marketing blitz, professional photos, drove massive traffic, had under contract within a couple weeks, almost right at full asking price. And so this happens again and again. I'm so good at that because, one, I know I've been through this obviously with my family before. My parents got divorced in that regard, but ultimately I've been doing this for so long. I've probably done this 50 times and very good at it. The privacy is well protected. No one knows about the situation on the buy side. It allows us to protect our negotiation point. It allows us, obviously, for me to help get through a tough situation and get everybody the most amount of money in their pocket and then move on. And everyone's always so thankful at the end. I'm super excited about this and thankful. So anyone out there may be going through that, we're very good at this. We're very discreet about this as well to make sure everyone's privacy is protected. More importantly, I'm here to get everybody to the table and neutralize a lot of this stuff that people go back and forth. And so I know we're a long time in that regard. Another one, too, Kevin and Elizabeth had their house they're trying to sell for almost a year next to the ocean. Zero action, zero offers. Agent pretty much did the 3 Ps. Promise the world, get the listing, put MLS, and then pray someone brings a buyer. This is the coolest part. A radio listener told them about us, brought them to us. We identified the problem. I actually identified the problem and launched our global marketing blitz, professional photos. The bottom line of their marketing was just way off. I did not look like a high-end home online. And we basically launched that, matched it up with one of our buyers under contract, 90% of asking price within 2 weeks. And so I got like 10 more. We got what, 3-4 minutes?
About 3 minutes.
All right, so I want to get to this part. 20 tips preparing your home for sale. I get a couple of kind of the most biggest ones. 10 ones to kind of help improve curb appeal. Is the easiest way is give your house a new entry facelift, right, with front door new coat of paint. Super easy, super cheap. We have vendors we can help you with where that makes it pop, even a different color. Like I've had one of our clients, we switched from this weird red to a black. It looked amazing. Same thing with the shutters. Super easy to have it done in a couple hours, right? Basically landscape front yard, mulch, basics up there. Make sure all the exterior lights are in working order, things like that. Wash all windows inside and outside. The #1 ROI I found is a pressure wash. Very simple, very easy. We have people hook you up with that. Clean out the garage. Make sure to remove any clutter out of the other rooms you can if you need to. If you have to, stack them in one room in a corner or in the back part of the garage. And that aspect, which is super helpful. One thing that helps add pop is adding some flowers in there, which is super helpful. You can plant them in the front in the beds or even right around there to help, because you want the feel of how the buyers come in to feel like actual home. You can tell when it's not, or if it does not feel, guess what they're wanting to do? Knock off price in that regard, which is helpful there as well. Remove any lawn ornaments. That's one thing that, will kind of just take to your new home in that regard. They may want that if you don't remove it. Like a lot of times we see them ask for crazy stuff, or a lot of times just take it where it kind of keeps any clutter out there from that standpoint. Replace any worn out welcome mats. Very simple, but you want it to pop. And guess what? It's all about the feel of how the subconscious, when people come in, makes a big difference. Paint or replace your street numbers. That's one that I see a lot of times. We just had one. We went in there, the mailbox numbers look really terrible, and also on the side of the house. Very simple, easy fix, but you want them to feel amazing about that. There's this book written called Broken Windows, Broken Business, but people see these small things. They think it's much bigger problems going through that. And that's where that came from as well. And one thing that's make sure every room has a purpose. Don't waste any rooms, any bonus rooms, either use it as a guest room, bonus room. The identity of the room is what helps buyers get into that. So I guess there's about 9 more we'll go through next week, because we're out of time on that.
I got about that. So, yeah.
Okay, last thing here, we have, like I said, we're at 47,000 active buyers. We have a new success. Will come out the 25th of this month now. And so I have a couple spots left with that. We have some awesome people that are joining the team, for the real estate companies, and also anybody out there that's a hustler that wants to serve clients at a very, very high level. And also, like I mentioned, be able to level up your life in all areas, relationships, marriage, things like that. Reach out to us. We're looking for super sharp people who want to play at a high level and serve our clients at a high level. I mentioned we're super intense. We don't apologize about that. And that's something that everyone has a good time. And it's ultimately fulfilling in that regard, for sure.
Yeah. That's in all aspects of life. So if you're looking forward to it, call Blake now. You got the phone number. It's 808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. He can take care of a lot of things for you. Go online to blakesloan.com to find out more about today's show if you want to find out more. Or just give him a call, like I said, at 843-808-SOLD. We'll do it again next week, Blake.
Yes, sir. I'll be here.
All right. Tune in again for the next edition of the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan.
Hey, Myrtle Beach, it's Gary LaBox, lead singer of Rascal Flatts. When How Moving On won the award for ACM Song of the Year, it struck a chord with folks who